In this video, I'm going to show you how to change. I'm going to show you a simple technique, a way to make a profound shift. So stick around. At the end of the video, I'm also going to share with you a reading for the energy of this week, something that you can set intention around and something to be mindful of as you move through the week. Please remember to subscribe to the channel, and let's go ahead and dive into it. I intend for this to be for your highest, most benevolent good. If it is not for you, then it is not for you. If it is, then welcome. Please enjoy. I invite you to take a moment to root into the present, to give yourself a moment to stop and breathe. So let's go ahead and take in a deep breath. And exhale, releasing anything outside of this moment. And again, inhale and exhale. So as we breathe here in the moment to arrive, to be available and ready to receive this information, this is safe, sacred space for the highest, most benevolent good. Any low frequency energy is not permitted within this space. Anyone that is here for the purpose and reason to grow, to learn about themselves, to shift and change, then welcome and thank you for being here. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit. At the beginning of this year, there was a moment where I chose to just stop and pause. Now, there didn't seem like there was anything profound or miraculous or amazing about this really simple moment where I just stopped, got really present, listened, observed without judgment, and this space opened up from that small little moment that has had a relatively impactful trajectory on what has unfolded over the last 31 days. So that is what I want to talk about, the moment of pause. So you might think, why? This is boring, like this simple little moment of pause. And we all tell ourselves, we know it's important, we know we should be doing it, yet we don't. We go, go, go. We're driving the energy. We're doing, we're creating, we're being, we're in the kind of constant of it all, the action, the go of it. And then it's the exhaustion, the tiredness on the other side. It's the autopilot and not making connection to what we're doing. We're just kind of throwing everything about. There's no rhyme, reason, purpose, organization to any of it. Time is just slipping by beyond us in a never-ending roll of who knows what, okay? So we're looking at these two sides. We've got the go, go, go gadget, and we've got the Captain Procrastination and co-pilot avoidance over here. Between these two lives space, empty space. The unknown, maybe. Perhaps it's a little bit boring. And so many of us try to fill that empty space with our phones and the scrolling and all of the looking at various content. Maybe that's how you even found this video. We fill it with watching TV, random activities. It can be anything. It's, we might say certain activities are better or worse, good or bad. Yet in the context of what I'm talking about here, it doesn't matter what the activity is. The whole point is that we're filling up the space. And maybe we're uncomfortable with that empty space. And that is precisely why this is important. The growth zone is uncomfortable. So following the known trajectory of the go, go, go autopilot lifestyle, it's pretty known what is going to happen. We're going to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. Nothing is really going to change unless just by sheer luck or whatever might happen, we find a change thrust upon us, whether it's one we want or one we don't want. It might be a change we need. Maybe it's a change that happens because we're not paying attention and something catches our attention to get us to tap in to the space. On the other side, we're avoiding and procrastinating. And there might be reasons and benefits for doing that. I don't always think that procrastination and avoidance is a negative thing. Yet, again, between these is that space. And so many times, what we are avoiding here is not what we think we're avoiding. It's the empty space. It's the silence. It's the pause between words. It's stopping after someone says something to give time for what they said to land, to integrate, to digest it enough to have a response. We're squeezing all of these moments together, collapsing moments in on one another, overlaying them, doing 10 things at once. And that is exhausting us. So the pause gives you an opportunity to slow things down a little bit. And this brings me to my first point of caution here is it's going to be uncomfortable and it might be a little bit boring. You might find yourself thinking, so what am I going to do? Just sit and stare at the wall? I've definitely thought that in moments where I've been in resistance to stopping, pausing, and thinking about it as being boring. I thought, I don't want to just sit and stare at the walls. I have a lot of art on my walls. There's a lot to look at, and there's always something new to see, a new perspective to look at there. There's always something to do. Yet, even in those moments where I'm looking at the walls, I'm also filling in the space. So I invite you to consider this, yet also just be mindful that the reason one may resist it, avoid it, and stay on the go, or avoid and do anything to fill in that space is because it's uncomfortable. But that's okay, because that irritation is what's necessary for right now. So give yourself permission to take the pause, create the space, and to be a little uncomfortable with the space, to let it be unknown and to notice, just notice what is there for you. It might feel really good too. So now that you've given yourself permission to enter into the uncomfortable space in between being on the go and avoidance and procrastination, let's look at timing, because right timing matters here. There's a key moment when it's ripe within you to pause, and when you pause and drop into those moments, that's when the space opens up within you. The space that I'm defining and talking about here is a subtle, profound space. It has the sense of spaciousness. Maybe when we first meet it, it can bring up irritability and fear and wanting to run from it or throw a bunch of things into it to distract from it. Yet when we ease and relax into it, we realize that those are distortions. Those are false fears. Those are illusions. They're not even accurate. The space has a sense of spaciousness and it can feel very nourishing. And even though it is very subtle and profound, a lot opens up here. The right timing is important. If your mind is busy, it's not the right time. You've got to be able to slow and still the mind down in order to enter into that space. This is not about perfection. You're not always going to get it right. Sometimes we pause in moments we need to act. Sometimes we're acting in moments we need to pause. Sometimes we're not sure if we need to act or we need to pause. But when we find the right time to pause, that's where we notice the space open up. How do you know when is the right time to act and when is the right time to pause? So I'm going to invite you to consider something here. When you're driving your thoughts, you're in the future, you're in worry, you're in judgment, you're in criticism, you're trying to assess things or figure out what will happen in the future, and you're spending a lot of time planning for unknown potential future events, those are moments where it may be helpful to pause and ease back. If you have too much to do, it's not the right time unless you can set down all that you have to do. If you're stuck in the future or the past, it's also not the right time. Any of these are signals that first, you need to be able to set down the baggage you're carrying from the past or the future, what you need or think that you need to do, and all of the busy thoughts that you're holding in your mind. Those are the signals. You've got to do the work to clear and empty out so you can set all of that baggage down. That's the first step. That prepares the space. Because if you want to enter into the space asks you to first prepare the space. And we're talking about internal and external space here. So it could be cleaning and organizing the space. It could be taking a bath to clear your mind. It could be going on a walk. It could be doing a cold plunge to shift your internal experience and to kind of shock the body in a way out of whatever stuck, rigid way of thinking it is that you're thinking. It could be to do some journaling to empty out whatever it is that you're looping. The first step is to clear all of that out and to keep clearing and clearing and clearing until you come to a place where you're starting to see that there is some opportunities for stillness. And once you start to see those opportunities for stillness, then it becomes your choice to either take them. And then you'll start to notice where there is an opportunity, but you're choosing to continue to go or do or avoid or procrastinate. So once you start to see that you're making those decisions, now you're consciously choosing to avoid the space. And you'll go through that a few times as well, where you're seeing the opportunity and you're avoiding it. You're not doing it. This is all part of preparing the space. So the right time is any moment where you choose to set it all down and just stop. Right now, it could be one of those moments, and I actually want to show you how to do that. First, I'm really big on journaling. I think journaling can be a phenomenal way for us to sort through, create ideas, stimulate ideas, empty out, process through, work the energy. Writing is one way that I do that, whether it be writing words or doodling or drawing. It's been a major part of my life. And I made a journal called the Courage Builds Confidence Journal. The reason why I'm bringing this up right now is because it takes courage to face your fear. People always want confidence, but how do you get confidence? You get confidence from having courage. How do you get courage? You get courage from facing your fear. And I realized that this idea of empty space, of the unknown, of pausing, of stopping, can bring up that sense of what I call false fear, but it can still trigger a sense of fear for a lot of people. So this journal that I created, the Courage Builds Confidence Journal, offers you a safe, sacred, supportive space to walk through and develop a little bit more courage as you face and embrace the space. You can get this journal. I have it available on my Printify store, and I'm going to link it below. It's an affordable journal, super simple little guide to support you in facing your fears and developing the courage that eventually leads to a sense of confidence. Link below. Let's go ahead and pause and look at how to embrace the space that provides the opportunity to change everything. I invite you in this moment to stop what you're doing for right now, to set down whatever extra thing you're working on, whatever other task. You may have this running in the background. And maybe you hear just this moment. This is your invitation to stop. Put it down, stop, sit down, and just be for a moment. There's nothing to do right now. Whatever loop of thoughts is going through your head, let it go. Set that down too. Whatever external distraction is around you, it's okay. You don't have to close off your senses here. You can be present within your own being, mindfully aware of what is happening around you. Even the thoughts that show up, you can notice those and just let them move by. You don't have to follow anything that surfaces in this moment. In fact, the idea is to stay really aware and observe and listen. So for the next few moments, let's pause and be silent and create this space here within this virtual social media reality, this ripple of pause, of space, to let everything just be for a moment. Will you join me? Trust what is present for you. Just letting yourself notice what you notice. Whatever is real and true for you in this moment. Your eyes may be open, they may be closed. You're letting the thoughts come and go. You're noticing whatever sounds you hear passing by. Noticing that each moment and everything has a beginning, middle, and an end. Everything is flashing on and flashing off, and on and off. And stay present and tune into this vast, empty, maybe it's not empty, space within you, around you, wherever you notice it. It might be in this moment that because you set everything down and stopped a task that had a momentum and a force that felt so important, yet maybe you took the invitation and gave yourself this moment to just stop. And maybe that's your space for right now. Maybe it's simply noticing the space between an inhale and an exhale, or between the exhale and the inhale. Maybe it's noticing the space between words. allowing yourself to enter into the stillness and the silence of this moment. You're not controlling the flow of energy. You're simply being with what is present and observing, listening, tuning in to what you notice. And we'll dive in just a little deeper into the stillness as we sit in complete silence for one moment. Notice the urges to shut down your senses. Notice where you're wanting to resist or avoid. Are you wanting to close the eyes because it's uncomfortable to keep the eyes open and see? Or are you wanting to keep the eyes open because it's uncomfortable to enter into the senses behind the eyes, beyond the sight, a different kind of sight? Notice the urges within the body to move, to readjust, to shift. Notice the distractions of sound, of movement around you. And whenever you notice one of these, simply return to the space beyond it all, in between it all. Just keep entering that space a little further and a little further and a little further. And from wherever you are at here in this moment, begin to bring yourself into the space that is you embodied. So maybe now you give in to one of those urges to move or adjust your body. If your eyes are closed, you allow them to open. And you allow the breath to flow and look around your environment and notice where you're at, grounding into this moment, into this body with full presence, embodied, rooted here in this moment. So here's the thing. It doesn't have to take that long to enter into the space. What I did at the juncture, the transition from the year, was not nearly that long and in depth. It literally was me just stopping what I was doing, pausing, and allowing myself to stay embodied while I noticed what was happening around me and really tuning into the movement and flow of sound and energy that was happening around me. And I got really still there and embraced that space. I invite you to look for opportunities to pause and embrace the space. They're all around you in every moment of fast action, go, 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 gadgeting, or captain procrastination, co-pilot avoidancing. I know that's not a word. There is space between your extremes. Take it. This week, look at it. Dive in. Give yourself that fraction of a moment, because that pause is where everything changes. But you have to be willing to take it. Now, I told you that I'd offer you a reading for this week, the energy of this week, something to consider. Let's go ahead and look at that now.
Thank you for sticking around. Let's look at the energy and what to look for this particular week. The card that I drew is harmful influences. So, not everyone around you, not every circumstance in your life is for your highest good. It's important to learn to discern what is for your highest good and what is siphoning your energy, to be clear and grounded in yourself and recognize when something needs to be walked away from. It's important to learn to recognize who or what you're doing or interacting with is not for your highest good. Ways to identify that: look for times when your energy drains, where you feel exhausted after having done something or been around somebody. Or maybe it's also the options that come up for you in regards to engagement, social interaction, something to do, and you notice that you're feeling very apprehensive to doing it. There's something that's stopping you from doing it. And maybe the decision, the thought, whatever it is, feels a little bit heavy. It's draining. You're wanting to avoid it. Now, there can be levels of avoidance that are the kind that you want to stop avoiding. So this is where internal discernment and being rooted, embodied in your whole self, sitting within a seat within yourself as a whole complete person, you can learn to discern when something is your inner guidance system telling you, no, this is not for me, versus I'm avoiding this and it's time to take action. So the energy of this card, the harmful influences, is saying not all who surround you support your highest good. Pay attention to relationships and influences that lower your vibration and cloud your judgment. Protect your energy by choosing your interactions wisely. So this really relates to today's topic, because the pause allows you the time to really tune in and get clear within yourself about what is for you, what your next step is, and what is not. Look for where this applies in your life and be really mindful this week of everything you do, your interactions, and notice the ones that are invigorating you, inspiring you, and lighting you up, and the ones that you're feeling really heavy and drained around, that you're just really not wanting to do. You don't have to change anything yet, just take note. The first step is always observance, just noticing what you notice.
This week, it's imperative for you to pause and be in the space. For this technique will help you see those influences that are around you that are not for your highest good. And those influences can be external or internal. They can be habits that you're doing that need to change. They can be habits you're avoiding that need to change. They can be people that are just not for your highest good. They can be any manner of things. Pause, embrace the space, tune in, and learn to discern what is for your highest good and what is not. So as we round around for today's video, I want to first and foremost thank you for watching. If you've made it to this point, I am grateful that you have joined me up to this point. This means that you have embraced the space And that means that I'm not alone in this journey, embracing the space and this uncomfortable pause sometimes that we take. So thank you for joining me and doing this with me. Thank you also for supporting this video. Please like this video. Please also comment and share with me. Come back to this video and let me know if you do this, how this works for you. You know, like I said, it can be very subtle, but it also can be very profound. And I would love to hear from you. If you practice this and notice some things through the week, come back and comment and let me know what stood out to you and what you noticed. Please also subscribe to the channel if you've not already done so. With all of that being said, let's go ahead and close this sacred space in gratitude, in reverence. Thank you, thank you, thank you for listening and for allowing me to practice communicating and speaking and facing my uncomfort zone in honor with all due respect. Thank you. Please take good care.